go. Hey, welcome once again to the Flicketty Review Cast.
Episode 32.
32.
Welcome to it.
All right, today's episode, we're going to bring you a nice little funny movie. Mike found it. I was like, you gotta be, really? With the title, I was like, this is going to stink. This is going to be formulaic. But what is it called, Mike?
We mentioned this one last time. This is on Netflix.
Yeah?
It's called Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates.
From 2016.
2016. Wow.
Which is kind of older. But funny, the technology in here doesn't feel like an older movie.
No.
Other than it's Zac Efron pre-weird, makeup.
Yeah, pre the,
Botox or whatever he's doing.
Yeah, after he did that wrestling movie and everything.
But Anna Kendrick is in it. Aubrey Plaza, they look exactly the same. And what's his name?
Adam Devine.
Adam Devine's, he's the same. So, yeah, very good. Now, Andrew Kennick's wig is kind of weird in this one, but...
Yeah, they do kind of weird things with the hair, but, it's fine.
But the premise of it, you want to do the premise? I got a premise. You want a premise?
Go ahead.
Do you know it's based on it? This comedy is based on a true story about the brothers Mike and Dave Stangl.
Which that's the characters' names.
Right. Now, what do we got here? I wrote down a little summary.
So there's Mom and Dad Stangl, Stephen Root, and I don't know who the mom is.
Yeah.
And then there's Mike and Dave Stangl, and then their sister, Julie, I believe.
Yeah. Their sister's having a wedding. Mm-hmm. No, Jeannie. Their sister
Jeannie.
Played by Sherilyn Beard, set to marry the decent, unexciting Sam Richardson.
So there's a lot of people in here from stand-up comedy, sketch comedy sort of world.
Yes, a lot of comedian walk-ons.
Yeah, there's a lot of Silicon Valley people in here. There's Stephen Root's the dad. Sam Richardson. Is it Richards or Richardson?
The dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got him. Yeah.
So the guy that we were just talking about from the chair company, Tim Robinson.
Yeah.
Him and Sam Richardson have a show called Detroiters.
Oh yeah. That's where I've seen. Yeah. Okay.
Where they're doing. I think you saw it when you came over the other day.
Yeah. That's right. Sam Richardson. I've seen him around.
Yeah, he's funny. He was in Veep.
Oh, that's
he was
right.
hysterical
He was in Veep. Yes.
Yeah.
Now Mary Holland's in it. Now there's cameos. Jake Johnson, Mark Maron makes an appearance as Randy.
Yep.
Wendy Williams, of course.
Yep.
I like the friend Lavelle Crawford. You recognize him? He's the big black comedian guy with the pinhead.
Oh, was he the he was officiating the ceremony? Or something?
Yeah. Lavelle's always good. Eric Griffin plays a cab driver.
Yeah.
But no,
they got Kumail Nanjiani's in there.
Oh yeah, he plays the masseuse.
Yeah, and who's the girl that plays her maid of honor? She was in Silicon Valley. She was this girl that Richard Hendricks dated, and then.
Oh yeah. That's Mary Holland as Becky.
Yeah, she's funny. So familiar faces turn up in there. And who's the cab driver guy, the taxi driver from the beginning?
Oh, that's Eric Griffin.
Oh, is that Eric Griffin?
Yeah.
Is that what his name is? Mm-hmm. I've seen that guy in stuff before.
Yeah, Eric Griffin. He's a stand-up. His stand-up is strong.
I thought. So. Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was funny. But all in all, it seems like it's going to be sort of a lowbrow meathead sort of movie.
Right.
But it's actually not. It's actually pretty well done. It's pretty well written. The characters are all pretty good. It's not super mean-spirited or anything like that.
No.
It actually moves along. Oh, also from
Mike
Silicon
and Dave,
Valley.
they're like narcissistic doofuses.
Who's the actress that's Terry, cousin Terry? She was in Silicon Valley as well.
She plays the lesbian.
She's in Resident Alien as well.
Oh boy, yeah. Cousin Terry, Alice Wetterland.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. Yes, her character is real fun in this one. Cousin Terry. They don't really show her too much, but when they do, she really lights it up.
I like her. She just makes me laugh just because of the Silicon Valley stuff.
Yeah. I almost felt like that role was totally for what's her name? Written for what's her name from SNL? Kate McKinnon.
Could have been.
So Mike and Dave, they're like these narcissistic douchebags, and they're like they like to call themselves like party enhancers, and but they want to see their sister Jeannie get married, and they make a promise to their parents if you'll find dates for them. So they go through now in these. This is where the 2016 comes into play. they go to Craigslist.
Right.
And they put an ad out. And they get all kinds of bad applicants.
It's a destination wedding in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And so the mom and dad are like, and the sister and Sam Richardson, they have an intervention. They're like, look, every time you guys come to these, because it's interesting, in the beginning of the movie, they show like a montage of Mike and Dave at the weddings and birthday parties and family gatherings and stuff.
Just dancing, being embarrassing.
Yeah, they're just making things like dope parties. And then they have the intervention, and then you see those same things from the other people in the family's points of view, and it's actually chaos and stuff's out of control,
Right.
and it's a big nightmare. So they're like, listen, we're having the nice wedding in Hawaii. You guys can't mess this up. So you guys have to bring dates to the wedding.
Right.
Because I guess they're always sort of on the hunt to hook up with chicks, and so they're always
they're always
showing
sleeping
off or
with their
something.
bridesmaids and stuff. Yeah, now,
So they're like, okay, we're gonna find some nice girls to be dates for the wedding.
but
make
they're
our
almost
sister
like
happy.
man bimbos. See,
Yeah.
they're both good-looking guys, but they're not sharks. You know, they just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like doofuses. They're
Yeah.
just narcissistic doofuses.
They're sort of good-natured doofuses. Yeah, they're
yeah.
not.
Not
you
to be
know-
confused with like scam artists like Wedding Crashers was. You know how they were scam artists in Wedding
Yeah.
Crashers? Not like
Yeah.
that at all. No, these guys are just doofuses, and they're kind of dumb. They're man bimbos.
Yeah, but they're good-natured. They're not necessarily toxic masculinity or whatever, where they're just like narcissistic douchebags. They sort of are a little bit. They're just sort of like Arrested Development, sort of like still acting like frat kids, even though they're
Yeah,
probably
they're
in their
kind of
30s.
fratty, but so finally through the course of being on Wendy Williams, and that's where Wendy Williams comes in. They were on the Wendy Williams show.
Well, they put the ad on Craigslist. They get a huge amount of responses. Somehow something goes viral or something like that, and then
Yeah.
Wendy Williams picks them up and puts them on her talk show.
Yeah.
And then at that point, Anna Kendrick and Aubrey Plaza, who are like best friends,
Yeah,
they see
as
it.
Alice and Tatiana. And now they're like scoundrels,
They are sort of scammy,
Yeah, they are.
which is sort of funny.
But they're like funny scammy, but they're down on their luck and they're always trying to find.
But it's funny that instead of Mike and Dave, the central characters being the sort of scammy ones, like Wedding Crashers, it's the girls.
It's the girls are the scam artists. Yeah, so
But-
they're going to take advantage of these two doofuses.
Yeah, but like
get a
low
free
level
vacation.
take advantage. Yeah, they're not being like super mean spirited about it or stuff like that. But then when it comes down to it, like that scene with they're riding the quad ATVs,
Oh yeah,
like
Jurassic Park.
like the girls kind of do know what they're doing.
Yeah,
Like,
they're kind of fun. They realize that they all have fun together in weird ways, but they're just trying to navigate this through, because they all kind of see themselves as victims in a weird way, but they're not. They're trying to manipulate the situation, but ultimately they want to have a good wedding for Jeannie, because Jeannie's such a nice girl, the
Right.
sister.
Right. That's where sort of the heart comes in, is that, they all do start creating bonds with each other, a friendship. Anna Kendrick and Jeannie sort of become friends, and then, the guys, Mike and Dave, they really don't want to let their sister down because they love her so much because she's their little sister.
Yeah.
And the guy she's marrying, Sam Richardson, he's so nice. Everybody likes him or whatever. So it does end up being where it's like they're not trying to be shitty. They're
Just kind of all self-absorbed in different ways.
Yeah.
They all have a self-absorbed kind of, like Anna Kendrick's character is tainted because she got left at the altar. So she's got this past ghost of, so everyone's
She's
got their different
traumatized.
motivation of PTSD of why they are what they are.
Yeah.
But it's just, and mayhem's going to ensue. And there's things that are going to happen because they're a destination wedding in Hawaii. Yeah, but the characters are all likable. This has good pacing. You think you've seen it before, but as it unfolds, you go, oh, and Aubrey and Anna Kendricks are just fun.
Yeah.
Because they are just so unlikable but likable in a weird way.
Yeah, they're sort of self-centered assholes, but they're not completely
They have a
reprehensible.
redemption arc at the end.
Yeah, they're not completely reprehensible.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they're just born on the wrong side of the tracks. They're just lowbrow, kind of,
Yeah, but there's
street smart.
But there's a lot of good scenes. It's sort of raunchy comedy without being terribly raunchy.
Yeah. There's nudity.
Is there?
Kind of, or assumed nudity, yes, and there's some adult themes in there, so you probably wouldn't want to watch it with your young underage kid.
I guess
would
in
give
the
it
massage,
a PG-16.
Yeah, I mean, in the massage scene, I mean,
That's just kind of comical, but
yeah,
it is,
but they're naked, but you don't really see anything.
yeah,
Or the sauna scene. Once again, you don't really see anything. It's like,
it's just assumed.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely don't want to. You don't want to have to explain it to your kid.
Yeah, so if your kid's like over 15,
But
16,
I don't
you
think
can
there's
handle
really
it.
any nudity in it.
No, not really.
I mean, at one point,
it's more assumed.
At one point, they take Molly and Anna Kendrick and the sister. They take off all their clothes, but you don't even hardly see anything.
Yeah, the horse
there.
walks in front of them. Yeah, they have a good way of kind of hiding it.
The horse. Yeah, the horses. Yeah, but you don't really see anything, and I don't think there's any really super terrible language or anything like that. Sure, there's swearing, but it's nothing.
Yeah, it's just more adult premises. Like there's
Yeah.
drug use for sure. So, like I said, that's
Adult
why,
themes and humor, they may say.
yeah, adult themes and humor. Yeah, so like I said, keep it over 16, but you'll have a good time. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's well made. It goes down pretty easy.
Yeah, and if you're with your relation, if you're watching it from a relationship point of view, you laugh. You two will laugh. But if you're a single person watching it, you'll laugh at that part from that angle.
Yeah,
if you're
it's sort of silly.
Yeah. I recommend it. I think I liked it. I think the name doesn't do it any justice.
No, it's not a great name. Not a great name.
Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Yeah, that's not too great. But I guess I don't know what you would have called it. Yeah.
I mean, it seems like any other more clever or concise or descriptive name is just going to make it come off like sounding like a crass lowbrow, movie,
That's
which
true.
it's not.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't call it like Wedding in Hawaii. It is about Mike and Dave, but in a weird way. I find it more about Tatiana and.
I was going to say, like, if I was going to give it
Alice.
like a low level name, I'd be like Scammy Bitches. But it's not really about them. They're not the central characters.
No.
Even though they are sort of the ones that are really driving things forward a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should almost be like we're doing this for Jeannie, It
Right?
should be called, because that's the premise. They're all trying to make it right for Jeannie, because Jeannie's so sweet. But the sister.
Doing it for Judy.
Yeah, but no, apparently it's based on, who's Mike and Dave Stengel? Do I know them?
I don't know. It sort of sounds familiar.
Stengel brothers? Who are the Stengel brothers? What am I not getting here?
I could cast a net out real quick and see if
toss it
anything
out
much
there.
comes up on that.
It's filmed very well, too. There's some good scenic shots. It's colored. The audio is real good.
Stenger.
Stanger. Yeah. You're gonna want to watch this. Have you seen something like this before? Pretty much, yes.
So they're real-life brothers who became famous for posting a viral 2013 Craigslist ad searching for dates to their cousin's wedding. Their experience inspired the 2016 comedy film Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates.
Okay. Cool.
Movie versus reality. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that they wrote.
No.
Stupid AI overview.
The name, I know the name Stanger Brothers. I remember that name, but I didn't remember why I know them.
Yeah, it's not really saying anything else like they wrote anything else. So maybe it's just a one-off movie. I thought they might have been like one of them was like a writer, and then he wrote something with his brother or something like that.
Yeah.
Like a movie writer, but
Oh, I thought maybe one of them was a comic or something like that. Kind of like a Burt Kreischer thing, like, they ended up in comedy.
yeah, no,
No? Okay.
no, just
But no.
seems like they had the story and then somebody's like, let's make a movie out of it. And
Yeah,
so they did.
it's a fun little jaunt. Pacing's good. Now, it could be like you'd almost picture it like, Lorne Michaels production. It almost could, if you put SNL cast in there, you'd know none the wiser.
You know, I mean, I feel like if it was like a Lorne Michaels, you know, SNL movie type deal, it probably would have been a little bit more lower.
Yeah, more burpier, fartier.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't very burpy and
A little
farty.
bit low classier sort of thing.
No, this is kind of, it had its own tone to it.
It did. It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Even though it's familiar territory, it was kind of a nice switch up of that kind of familiar thing you've seen before.
I kept expecting it to go gross or go, you know, tasteless or something like that, but it didn't.
Yeah. I was waiting for the backed up toilet joke or or let's all eat Epigac joke. But no, nothing happened like that.
Epigac.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. So it all goes down pretty good. It's fairly enjoyable. It's really well done.
I had fun. I laughed out loud a few times.
Yeah. Me too, for sure. And you know, it keeps it going enough that, you know, you don't necessarily know where it's going.
Yeah.
So it's not super. It feels like it's going to be predictable, but it's not.
Yeah, it's a kind of a predictable-ish premise.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's only so many. We've all seen 1001 Wedding movie comedies.
Oh yeah.
You know, but this is a kind of a different spin on it. You know,
it is.
It's more like leading up to the wedding, and then they do the wedding at the very end. But you know, it's but you have a good time. And okay.
Yeah, it's one that you can easily just pass by on Netflix and see a bunch of times and be like, oh my God, you know, it's just gonna be some crappy B movie sort of thing. But it's not. It's a little better than average, so it's totally worth a watch. So if you're kicking around on Netflix,
and even if you go, I'm not a big fan of Zac Efron and what's his name. I don't know. I'm not, because that's where I was at. I like him, but I'm like, I'm not. But I think Anna Kendrick's and
Aubrey Plaza
kind of stole the show. That was like, wow, they are fucking funny. On this one.
That's the thing. You think it's going to be all Zac Efron and Adam Devine, but it's really more Anna Kendrick and Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah, so the four of them are holding it up.
Yeah, those characters really push the narrative forward. You know.
Yeah.
They're, dynamic characters who are have agency and they're doing things, and things are happening because of them.
Yeah. So it's kind of it's like four main characters. It's kind of lame that the two guys get all the press out of it because the other two deserve equal billing.
Which sort of makes it fun in that you don't expect Anna Kendrick and Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah.
You know? And even but I mean, I know you kind of get who their characters are real quick right off the bat.
Yeah. Especially Aubrey Plaza. She really plays a con artist good.
That's that first scene where they're in the taxi cab, and they're like, "Do you have money? I don't have money. I thought you had money." And then the cab driver guy's like, "You better pay me." And Aubrey Plaza gets her phone and she goes, "Siri, pay the cab driver." And then he goes, "I don't even have Apple Pay." And then she goes, "Siri, did you pay the cab driver?" And then Anna Kendrick goes, "He's already been paid." Yeah.
Right. And then he goes, "You get out of my cab." And he goes, "Well, can you just let us up 2 blocks ahead?"
Yeah, 3 blocks up the road on the right.
He goes, "Get out of my cab."
Yeah, they're
so
kind of
like they scam their cab ride, you know.
Yeah, it's sort of funny, but it's a good time. So okay, there you go. I think we've pretty much laid it out there.
Yeah,
case.
I'd say go for it. Let's go for it, guys. You want a good comedy that slips through the cracks? This is a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah, from 2016, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, available now on Netflix. Just hanging out there. So cool. Thanks for watching. Shoot us an email, say hi, and we'll see you guys next time.
You got it. You got it, Tiger.